Hello and welcome, my name is CATLOAFMAN, and today I will be showcasing yet another Minecraft 1.18 experimental snapshot. This is number 4, and I'll leave it downloaded in the description if you want to check it out for yourself, but let's get straight into the new features. Now, one big change coming to this snapshot is snowy slopes should now generate less dirtier. Now you're probably like, well, that was a change coming in the last snapshot. You'd be right, but it didn't really actually happen. I was actually finding many snowy slope biomes with just a bunch of dirt underneath the first layer of snow, like normal. But now, supposedly, it should be actually fixed. Now this is a big change if you've been paying attention to most of the snapshots, especially the third snapshot, the one right before this, is desert temples will now tend to be partially buried. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be fixing anything, or if this is just to counterbalance all the funky generation of desert temples sitting on the edge of cliffs. Maybe it's to fix that, but now you have partially buried desert temples. Now, this is actually something I think is an absolutely fantastic idea by Mojang. They made it so dripstone caves, copper should generate far more in dripstone caves than in pretty much any other cave biome. Now I think this is exactly what we wanted for the dripstone caves. The dripstone caves needed just a little something extra, especially since after adding things like the lush caves, which adds about moss and it's really beautiful, and looking at the dripstone caves, it's just kind of meh. Adding 2 new blocks, I think the added bonus of increased copper ore generation is a very good change. Now, a couple changes coming to biomes related to this one, the Badlands. The hot biomes should stop having snows like surface freezing, so no more ice should be generating in hot biomes. And in things like the jungle, if you remember correctly, there used to be snow generating on jungle leaves, and Mojang just would not have that, and so they have removed that. Something to do with the Badlands, though, is that Badlands and deserts are larger and less likely to show up as ugly microbiomes. Now this is, again, very good change. The microbiomes from the last snapshot were, they were okay, but they definitely needed a lot of fixing. And so I am very glad that they're especially fixing the Badlands, since they were just pretty much all over the place. Now, probably the biggest change of them all. Remember in the last snapshot how they added the new stony peaks? That's great and all, and yeah, it was just a new biome. Now that's cool, but now stony peaks might just be one of my favorite new caves and cliffs biomes. Probably the best block in 1.18 is now going to generate naturally in this biome. Calcite is now generating in the Stony Peaks biome. Absolutely amazing, Mojang. Thank you so much for this change. I was hoping for this and asking for this since Calcite was added to the game. Thank you so much. And along with that giant change coming to the Stony Peaks, we should also start seeing the other stone types generate in the Stony Peaks, such as diorite, granite, gravel, but that was already generating, and I believe andesite. I just haven't found any yet. But here's a change that is kind of partially seen right now, is iron should just in general generate more often. So here you can see iron. Ooh, more iron. And yeah, that is quite a lot of, ooh, and more iron. See? Oh, and more iron. Oh, you think it's just gonna end, don't you? No, of course not. There's more iron. And wouldn't you guess it? You probably thought I was gonna stop. But anyway, now one big change from the last snapshot is that microbiomes should be a lot less likely and should be slightly bigger. Now this is a big problem that I am so glad they fixed, because microbiomes, as cool as they were and as much as they introduced so many more biomes throughout the landscape, they just started to get in the way and get messy and make Minecraft terrain just not look natural. As you can see here, here's a naturally generating microbiome, and it's, I believe, a savanna, and this looks actually much more natural than some of the microbiomes that we've been seeing in earlier snapshots. But that should about wrap it up for this snapshot. I just cannot get over this giant change coming to calcite. Thank you so much, Mojang, for introducing this. But anyway, that that should be the most of the features. There are a couple features I didn't mention, like swamps should look a lot more like regular swamps, like rivers should be more shallow in the swamps, and they shouldn't cut off too far from coast. And of course, remember that the nether and the end is still completely messed up, and the end pillars still do not generate, and the performance is probably even worse with the snapshot. It took me about 2 minutes just to load a world. But that should be all you need to know about the snapshot. Thank you so much for watching. You can leave a like if you want to, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.